Good morning, everybody. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you're liking the channel. I'm recently I'm going towards 22,000 views, and I've got more than 100 subscribers now, and I appreciate it. Lots of stuff going on my channel. I just uploaded a video, but I have to edit it, of the radio show that we have in San Francisco. And I got to cut the tail end of that off because I don't want something in there that should be. But I uploaded 2 other videos, one of me blowing fire and another one the first time that I learned how to Australian rappel in Mexico, some of my training there. I've been pretty critical of a lot of people on my channel, and I need to be careful. You learn a lot of things when you do a YouTube channel. I was watching Chad, who's on the screen in the background that you can see, on the Joe Rogan podcast, and Chad is talking Joe Rogan up about being the best in the world at his podcast, which I got to admit, Joe Rogan's got a great podcast, but Joe responded that in the beginning it wasn't that way. And as with me being here, I'm nowhere near to the best in the world in anything, I don't think. I would doubt it. I too go along a learning curve and figure out how to edit, figure out how to program and use different, just all kinds of different intros and trailers and stuff like that, the videos, if you want to go that way. So I was listening to something else Chad said during the Joe Rogan thing, and I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I've listened to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens also. There's some interesting stuff in there about Candace Owens telling Tucker Carlson that they'd love to have some pictures of Bridget Macron, who was living as a man. He has never contested that. They won't release these pictures. It's kind of like pictures of Michelle Obama. They're just being pregnant. They're non-existent. You can't find them. And I try to stay out of politics because every person in the world has a reason why they hold the perspective that they have. I'm just talking about photos, photographic proof of Ed actually being in a truck with other people on patrol, non-existent. Katarina Schultz actually using Mexican security forces and established Mexican reporters, and any link with a reputable Mexican news agency, non-existent. Doubt she's in Mexico on a work visa, but she states that she works there. So I've been critical about a lot of things. Most recently, I've been critical of Agape 423. And I've got it all in here. That's the whole time. I don't know if it focused in or not, but they wanted my phone number, so I gave it to them. And then they haven't called in. It's been 2 weeks now. So I asked them to give me their number. When you're doing I'm going to rename this channel. It's probably going to be called Sonic Sync EDM. Might have to pick that up. When it's probably going to be called Controlled Chaos. Maybe, maybe not. But I think that that's a pretty good name. When you are doing a channel that has to do with cartel, we'll get back to Chad here in a little bit. There's a lot of inherent dangers that come along that. There's inherent dangers with going to another country, being another nationality, even if it's completely legal and it's just being an agent or law enforcement or whatever. People are going to look at you sideways for that. And so when you type my name into artificial intelligence asking about my background in Mexico or whatever, it basically comes up as zeros because a lot of that stuff isn't scrubbed anyway. So isn't published anyway. So I have to validate who I am through photographic and video proof, my credentials, my letters of reference, my letters of commission and everything. So when I'm asking Ed or Gafe to either post photos of them at work, doing what they say that they do, and they're sitting there with their balaclava, or I ask them to give me their email or their phone number and have an interchange or an exchange with that, and I come up with crickets, I'm right to be suspicious, and you should be too. So I was watching Chad talk about how someone was there for him. He had been having some problems with sobriety during his career, and that someone had spoke up on his behalf and saved his ability to remain in the military. And then later on, when this same person wanted to get sober or was having problems themselves, Chad was talking about his own deficiencies as a person, and he wasn't there for him. And that person subsequently self-deleted. And I have to say that there's a lot of deficiencies in my life where I have been deficient. Been married a few times, you know. I'm on my third marriage. My first marriage, I was not a good person. Not at all. Wasn't sober. The second marriage, I was a pretty good person. But, you know, the other half decided to leave my daughter in Russia, and I wasn't okay with that. This go around, we've been together for like 13 years, and it's a pretty good thing. Her and I are both very committed to each other. We're honorable people, or what I would consider honorable. We both work hard. So there's like different areas in my life where I've had to recognize my own shortcomings and address them. And a lot of us have to do that. When I put myself out here on my channel, it's just I'm just Dave. I'm just this guy that's done all this stuff. I'm gonna post some pictures from law school in Mexico. I just got done uploading these videos. I uploaded the video of me blowing fire. The blowing fire thing was actually a dare by a person by the name of Ryan Achenbach. And they wanted me to upload a video. So I just went out and I bought some kerosene. I forget what it was. I think it was a type of white petroleum camping gas. But I just bought a bottle of it and I put it in my mouth. Had the tiki torches you can see in front of it. And I went for it, man. So, you know, that's kind of who I am. And so when people are trying to come up with like these Instagram accounts and maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not, I have yet to this day to see a picture of Ed Calderon in the back of a truck like I'm with, because that's how we do it in Mexico. Whether you're in the military, even if you're a ministry agent, you're in the back of the truck with other people doing your thing. And even if you're in the front, you're still going out in twos. Nobody in Mexico is going out alone. I'm telling you that right now. So it's weird that Ed wouldn't have any pictures of him at work. I got more pictures than I can shake a stick at. I can go back here over here to this one. And if I blow this thing up, I'm pretty sure you can see it. Each one of these things is just a crazy amount of pictures and photos and stuff like that that I have got from work. And I worked a little bit more than half as much as Ed did in Mexico. Well, Ed says that he was working for 10 years. I was there for a little over 5. So I've got all these pictures substantiating my past. And I have problems. Well, I have a problem right now wondering how long I should make this video, because I see that my shorts just blow up. But when my user engagement, when I'm speaking about something at length, sometimes people tune in and listen, and other times they don't. My videos, it's weird. It's hit or miss with how well they're going to do based on how I look, the topic or whatever. I'm not going to delete any of the things that I got going on, because I want something that's completely and totally transparent, because I don't have anything to hide. That's why I'm sober. This Chad guy, he wanted to help that guy, and that guy self-deleted. I don't ever want to self-delete, so I have to be honest in everything that I do. And not every moment of my life is proud. I'll be the first to admit that. So it's important that you become the type of person that you can see in the mirror. I was watching something that Valhalla VFT put out yesterday, he was talking about this guy that's like 5'3" or 5'4", fake alpha tough guy. And, Valhalla, he's probably a pretty big guy, Green Beret, whatever it is. If your only accomplishment in life is how tall you were born, you're in big trouble. My little brother's like 6'5", like 280 pounds, and we grew up fighting the whole time. And I'm about 5'10", about 200. When I was big and like serious lifting, I was about 220 of like solid muscle. But there was a lot. That was like 8 hours of training a day when I was younger. I don't train that much anymore, obviously. But if your main claim to fame in life is how tall you are or how smart you are, right? I feel bad for you. I pity you. And the reason why I pity you is because you're getting by, or your ethnicity, Native, Caucasian, Black, Latino, whatever. If your main claim to fame in life is something that you were born, that you had nothing to do, and the Bible talks about it, not being able to change the color of even one hair on your head, I feel bad for you. I'm more impressed with people's integrity, their discipline, their perseverance, what they do to get up and keep going and achieve something and help others. That's what impresses me. So I'm watching Valhalla VFT talk about these alpha guys. I'm not so alpha. I'm going to go do what I want regardless of what other people think. I've had lots of people make fun of me. Some of you may or may not know, my biological father was a transsexual. I was given away. Never got to go home from the hospital with my mom. Never suckled from her breast, not even one time. Was given to a doctor and lawyer in San Francisco that beat me, and my mom got me back. And so before I was even 2 years old, I hadn't been named for 2 years and had 5 sets of parents walk out on my life. And so you grow up with kind of a trip. You need to have a long, hard look at yourself like I had to do. Well, that's what I had to do. I'm not telling you what to do. That's what I had to do in my own life. And figure out how to pull my own head out of my own ass, right? Because my head was firmly up my ass. And it's taken me a lot of time and a lot of work. And I've been sober for decades now. Going on 3 decades. And when I'm listening to this John Wick pervasive mentality in the world, everybody wants to be so dangerous. When I was younger, I wanted to do as much drugs as possible, screw strippers, and become a hitman either for the government or other agency. And it was a pretty screwed up reality. And Sean Ryan talks about his cocaine use in Colombia. There are other people that have had problems in the past, so I'm not going to go down a big rabbit hole in it. I'm just going to say that my perspective and my mentality on life were lacking extremely, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, devoid, decrepit in a number of ways. And so I sit here and I watch people push and peddle all of this John Wickian mentality is what I like to call it. I want to tell you guys something with your alpha 6'4", 270-pound badass thing. You're all going to be replaced. You're going to be replaced by people like Peter Thiel, Larry Page, Travis Kalanick, Mark Zuckerberg. Let's just go down some of their quotes. I pulled some of them up. Elon Musk. We will coup whoever we want. Deal with it. In response to a tweet accusing the U.S. of backing a coup in Bolivia for lithium in 2020. Pretty sure a lot of you alpha dogs can beat up Elon Musk. Mark Zuckerberg. You can be unethical and still be legal. That's the way I live my life. Where am I going with all this? Travis Kalanick. We'll leave him alone. Peter Thiel, I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible. Jeff Bezos, if you want to be understood at all times, then don't do anything new. That's not really a good one. Here's a good one. Palmer Luckey, the Oculus founder. I made a VR headset that kills the user if they die in the game. These are people that think that they have control over every aspect of your life. They're building drones and killbots. Alex Karp just recently had something to say about the lack of value of human life. Peter Thiel has done it too. He struggled to decide whether or not humanity deserves to exist. So all you alpha John Wick people out there that think you're just Rambo or whatever, our entire species as a human race is going to be controlled by these people because none of us have the ability to overcome machines and robots. And if you're not doing everything that you can to develop yourself mentally to become something worthwhile other than just being able to carry a weapon, I feel bad for you, man. I'm not better than you. We're all human. We're all born into this world, but I feel bad for you. And one of the main problems that I have with people like Ed Calderon or Gaffe 423 or Vincent Vargas and Ironclad or Joe Rogan or any of these other people, I really like Chad's channel, the 3 of 7 Project. And the reason why is because he's humble. He comes from less than and had to do something about it to make himself better. He goes out of his way to help people. And he does so in a way that doesn't try to teach people that they're John Wick. They try to teach him a modicum of humility. And I need to do the same too. People that want to sit there and come to this country, particularly people like Ed Calderon and Gaffe 423, Jonathan Campos, and they can't return a phone call. People like Travis Haley with his security companies that all think they're just the baddest thing since sliced bread. They're all going to be replaced by drones and killbots in a couple years and artificial intelligence and a bunch of nerdy, goofy guys that you could smash easily, but they're smarter than you or had access to people that are smarter than you, that are the nerd squad, that are out building killbots and drones. And you're not outrunning a drone. I don't care if you're Usain Bolt. You're not doing it. So, and I don't care if you're a qualified marksman, expert marksman, you're not out shooting a system that has been equipped with camera and infrared and every other thing that can hit you in the middle of the night, whatever. You're not doing it. So let's lose the John Wickian bullshit stuff. And these guys come over and sell all these people that are barely fit to be security guards at a laundromat the idea that they're now dangerous and have something to do with people that are aligned or not aligned, but have been involved in fights against the cartel, or at least say they have. They haven't posted any picture, but they sell you this line of garbage so these people can feel better about themselves. Go to a community college and learn something new. Learn how to produce something. Carrying a weapon isn't producing anything, and if you think it is, you're going to be replaced by a machine shortly anyways. Go to a college and learn how to help people. Learn how to produce something. Do something that gets you more in line with your God. I'm doing it to this day. I'm still going to school, and I'm getting older. I realize that. So, you know, I know that some people do watch my videos. A lot of people don't subscribe, and they watch it. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep refining, even right now, the change in my voice, because I've heard the way that I come across when I'm doing these videos. I need to keep them more calm. And I'm kind of like a high-strung, wiry, intense type person in real life. And my wife gets on me all the time to like tone it down a little bit. Even at the radio station on the show, I got to tone it down and be mindful of the way that I come across to people. I want to help people. I do want to help people. And the reason why I want to help people is because when I needed help in my life, there was someone there to help me. When I went to Mexico, you can't get into a fight with Mexico being an outsider if you're not just completely willing to be deleted yourself, and not self-deleting, but have them delete you for you. It's kind of a dangerous thing. I put all these videos up to substantiate exactly who I am, because when I'm speaking to you, whoever you are, I want you to know that I am sincere and that I'm genuine. I want to start putting out my phone number because already Gaffe has it. He won't call it. I've given it to other people. Joe Rogan and Sean Ryan won't call it. And so, I've called into a question a lot of times. Let me close this. A lot of times, just what Sean Ryan and Joe and all the other people are selling. And Candace Owens is calling into questions what's being sold to the United States when Macron is calling Donald Trump, telling Candace Owens to shut down her podcast in regards to Bridget Macron, because Bridget Macron's a dude. And they've never disputed that. People lie to us every single day in mainstream media, and podcasting now, or YouTube channels, are mainstream media. And I'm not going anywhere. I work hard. I live an honest life. I'm a little behind in taxes because of 2 jobs, and with my wife's job that made 3, and their worksheet for calculating your withholdings isn't accurate with 3 jobs. It's hard to calculate. So, we're a little bit in the hole and we pay, but we're human beings. That's the point. Not rich, not doing anything illegal. If I was doing something illegal, I wouldn't be behind in taxes. So I want to put out my phone because Gaffe 423 has it, and start doing these live shows and see if people actually want to call in. And I welcome people from the other side to call in too. People that may or may not be my adversary. Doing these shows can be hazardous to your health. I have called up Tommy G's so-called cartel contact. I got a lot of flack over that one too, by the way, about it being a burner phone. But they put this stuff on there and present it as though it's some type of evidence. I was there. I worked it for years. I can prove it in a way that none of these other people have. Ed's had his Instagram account out for years, and every time I hammer him on something, he'll put up some half-ass picture supposedly proving where he's at, but he'll never do it where he's in a truck. He posted one picture way after he was done working with some unit when I'm sitting there talking smack about him. He blocked me on his Instagram page as though it's some type of proof. I've got videos and videos and videos of training, shooting in Mexico, rappelling in Mexico, patrolling in Mexico. At the same time that Ed was down there doing that with garbage, throwaway OXO phones that you can buy in Mexico for about 1,000 pesos, at least back in the day. And I've got all of these videos, and Ed's got nothing like that. So, I don't know that Ed's not a CIA plant or put there by the government to try to become some type of tool to form people's opinions. And it's social engineering, and they engineer everything, political dissent. So when I'm putting this out there, that's what I've got. That's what I come to you with. I'm armed with nothing other than just plain old Dave. I am who I am. You either like me or you don't. Not everyone's going to like me all the time, and I know this in my personal life because I've got a pretty small circle of friends. Sometimes I come across as abrasive, but you know what? I'm not a liar. And when I'm putting something out, it's because I actually was there and I did it. Katarina Schultz, man, she's pretty cute. I can see why a lot of people would tune into that, but she's not an international cartel expert. She's never once been in a gunfight in Mexico and been there while bullets are flying, or been there walking up to a ice chest just like the one I got over there. My cat's on it right now. It's filled with severed human heads. She's never seen that once in her life, but she's being presented to you as some type of cartel expert. And Vince Vargas, shame on you for giving her that platform, because you've actually been a vet. I'm assuming you saw combat. I don't know. But giving other people access and then portraying them. I dig your company, man. You've done great. I'm not envious because I applaud the success of other people. I'm building my own thing right now. But it's just crazy that you would give an outsider that type of access to something that people pay such a high price for in Mexico. They pay a high price in terms of insecurity every time they go home. They pay a high price in terms of companies fleeing the region because of violence. They pay a high price in their own blood, whether it's everyday citizens and civilians, whether it's police and military in Mexico. And in Mexico, the police effectively are military. They are to a much greater extent than they are here in the United States. And in Mexico, I'm technically Mexican SWAT. GATPE is what it's called. GATPE. You'll see the patch in some of my pictures. To where we do aeromobile tactics, and we are the ones that are sent out to quell whatever is going on. So you see some stuff, and your own partners are oftentimes involved, right? And La Maña on the other side, being corrupt. And there's a variety of reasons that happens. The Mark Gagnon podcast, I hope that none of my videos I put out put Mark in a position where he doesn't want to release my podcast, because I'm curious on why it's over a month. But as far as Mark and his crew go, especially Tommy Prohaska, Gabe, they're all great people, man. Jesus, Jaime, I really, really, really like each one of those guys. Great people. They're welcome to my house whenever they come, whenever they want, whenever they want to show up and be like, hey, Dave, we want to crash. Can we hang out? Definitely. You need a ride? No problem. Let's get in the truck and go. Really can't speak enough about Mark and all of his guys. And Tommy, if you have a chance, check out Tommy Prohaska. Prochaska comedy. And also Mark's great too. So, that's kind of what I got going on in my life. I like the name Controlled Chaos. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. 102 subscribers now, man. The channel's growing. I don't know what's up with the short videos, man. A lot of people really see those. I don't know if it's attention deficit because of all the stuff the way that we consume information these days. But the short videos that I put out, they just blow up with like a couple thousand views within a couple hours. And the long form videos, like I'm doing right now, when I put those out, I don't know, some of them over a course of a month might get 1,000 views. So I'm learning a lot about this. I want to start doing, and if you are interested, please comment on this. Say, hey, Dave, we would like your phone number and would like to call in. Even if you're a member of the other side, I'm interested in hearing your opinion. And not only that, I'm interested in seeing you and meeting you in real life, because I'm a game rooster, man. If I went to Mexico with this face and this accent, in a Mexican uniform, with a Mexican flag, with a weapon, willing to show up with my own life at risk on a battlefield, because the entirety of Mexico, unfortunately, is a battlefield, and live there. I'm not leaving it. It's not someplace I deploy to. I live there and stay there every day, as does my family, and I'm willing to do that. You can bet your bacon that I'm willing to meet you in real life, no matter who you are. I have DEA agents or ex-DEA agents email me sometimes too. I want to put out a product that is legitimate. It's not fake and not something that people are being sold that maybe it's true, maybe it's not. In fact, I'm not even going to edit this video. I'll stick in maybe a couple screenshots of going to law school. Every single thing that I tell you that I'm about. Law school, doing it. Currently going to school right now, doing it. Studying statistics and statistical process control in Six Sigma at Tec de Monterrey, doing it. CPK values, all of these things I'm actually about. Being crazy and going to other countries, I'm about it. My wife and I were discussing what I should name my channel, and I realize how I come off. I've got a very unique, particular perspective that's been given to me based on my lived experiences in life. Lived experience. I hate that woke ass phrase, but the experiences that I've had in my life, lived experience. Ooh, sounds like some stuff that you'd run into on a wall over on San Pablo Boulevard, across the bay in Oakland. I want to give you guys something that's interesting that helps you in your own personal life, something that helps you make informed decisions. I don't have any axe to grind against Vince, Katerina, or any of the people that I've been critical of. Just honesty and a little bit of courtesy. When I email you, and I have all this experience in this, I expect some professional courtesy in regards of a response. If you're claiming to put out something that is a comprehensive, all-inclusive product on your YouTube channels, and if you're not doing that, especially given the fact that I'm a born American that went and saw everything and worked in Mexico, not just saw, I'm not just a witness. I participated in this. I got to answer that. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I got to go. Let me see. Hey, no digas nada, porque yo no quiero que la gente van a saber, pero oye, dígame una cosa, mi querida, si nuestro matrimonio es buenísima.
Or what?
Si nuestro matrimonio es buenísima, if our marriage is a good marriage, would you say that we have a good marriage?
Are you busy? Should I call later?
No, I'm recording right now, and I want to know if you think that our marriage is good.
It's the best. I mean, it's excellent. Are you okay?
Yeah. So you think I'm a good husband?
Yeah, you are. Why?
Okay, hey.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, I'm going to call you back in 30 seconds. I'm just going to stop this video right now.
I can't hear you.
Oye, yo te voy a volver la llamada en 30 segundos.
Yeah, it's okay. Bye.
Okay, te amo. Bye. So there you have it. That was my wife calling me. She's on break right now. I work hard to be a good person. I haven't always been that. And you don't wind up with a machine gun in your hand willing to put yourself out there that way because you're always the best person. And a lot of people talked about that. I'm not Tim Kennedy. I'm not these other people that are creating fairy tales and whatnot. I'm going to call my wife back because she's like uber important to me. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys and your time. If you like what I put out, like and subscribe. The channel name is going to be changing again later today. You can only change it twice every 2 weeks and once every 24 hours. So I don't like the name that's on there right now. Controlled Chaos, I think, is what I'm rolling with. Thanks to you, everyone, and have a blessed day, man. Cheers.